Hello everyone. My focus today is social empowerment of scheduled castes. We are going to see several acts and schemes that government has initiated for their protection in the society. The topics that are going to be covered in this video are these: the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955, Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes, Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. Then third is Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocity Rules 1995. And the last act that we are going to see is the Protection of Employment as Manual Scavengers and their Rehabilitation Act 2013. Now first we shall focus on the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. In Article 17 of the Indian Constitution, the Untouchability Offences Act 1955 was enacted and notified on 8th of May 1955. To protect scheduled caste, this article was written in the Constitution. It is to punish those people who believe in untouchability and who make other victims of untouchability. It was amended and renamed in the year 1976 as the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. Initially its name was Untouchability Act 1955, but it was renamed in 1976 as Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. Rules under this act, that is the Protection of Civil Rights Rules 1977, were notified in 1977. Since its name was modified after a certain time, even the rules were modified after a certain time, and they were notified in 1977. The act is for punishment for the practice of untouchability. In the sense, whoever practices this untouchability crime will be punished under this act. It is implemented by state governments and union territories, and assistance is provided to states and union territories for implementation of Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. The central government will assist states as well as union territories to apply this act in their states, in their areas. Now the second act for the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes is this one, called as Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. Atrocity means an extremely wicked or cruel act, typically one involving physical violence or injury. Since Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes were facing problems and they were attacked in different ways, they were facing even physical violence and injury, this act was initiated in 1989. Financial assistance is provided to the states as well as union territories for implementation of these acts by the central government, and through different ways this act shall be implemented by the state governments as well as union territories. By way of relief to atrocity victims, government will and shall provide relief to those victims who face physical violence or injury. Incentive for intercaste marriages, in the sense encouragement for intercaste marriages to avoid untouchability concept, awareness generation among the society, setting up of exclusive special courts. Special courts are set up for handling the situation, handling the cases where scheduled castes and scheduled tribes are victimized. Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Amendment Act 2015 was notified in the Gazette of India. This act was further enhanced in 2015 and it was published in the Gazette of India. It is a public journal considered as a legal document from the Government of India. The amended act came into force from 26 January 2016. Implementation of these two acts, which we are calling as PCR 95 and POA 1985 acts. The acts which I have just now discussed are termed as PCR 1955 and POA 1989 in general. Centrally sponsored scheme for implementation of the PCR 1955 and POA 1985 acts mainly for the following purposes. Central government sponsors several schemes for the implementation of these two acts for various purposes as shown below. The first one is functioning and strengthening of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes protection cells and special police stations to handle the problems of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, special protection cells are made in different states and union territories, and also several special police stations launched to manage different problems encountered by them. Setting up and functioning of exclusive special courts, relief and rehabilitation of atrocity victims. This is also one of the purposes of these two acts. The victims of STs and SCs shall be given relief and they shall even be rehabilitated. Incentive for intercaste marriages and awareness generation are also the objectives of this scheme. Now, Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Rule 1995. POA rules were amended in June 2014 to enhance the relief amount to the victims of atrocities in the range of 75,000 to 7,50,000 depending upon the nature of the offence. Previously, the range of amount was lesser. This range of amount was enhanced in June 2014, and this amount shall be given to those victims who have faced some offence. Further amendment done in the principal rules, namely the Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Rule 95 by amendment termed as the Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Amendment Rules 2016. In the sense, the rules that were given or defined in 95 were further amended in those rules given in 2016, and these have been published by the Gazette of India on 14th of April 2016. One more act called as the Prohibition of Employment as Manual Scavengers and their Rehabilitation Act 2013. In short, this act is called as MS Act 2013. Purpose is eradication of dry latrines and manual scavenging and rehabilitation of manual scavengers in alternative occupation has been an area of high priority for the government. Under this act, it is focused that those poor people who have adopted manual scavenging as their profession, they shall be rehabilitated in other alternate occupations. This has been the main priority of the government. Towards this end, a multi-pronged several aspects strategy was followed. Here it is given what are the steps that government has been taking. First one is enactment of. It means a bill is made in the name of Employment of Manual Scavengers and Construction of Dry Latrine Prohibition Act 1993. The second one is Integrated Low Cost Sanitation ILCS scheme for conversion of dry latrines into sanitary latrines in urban areas. And third is launching of National Scheme for Liberation and Rehabilitation Scavengers called as NSLRS. The fourth is Self-Employment Scheme for Rehabilitation of Manual Scavengers. These are the strategies followed by central government for social empowerment of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes.